everyone. Good news. Don't worry, still scrolling, is still here. I am the only host wearing glasses today, Justin.
And I am the only host that has 20/20 vision, Stefania.
Wait, do you really have 20/20 vision?
I don't need glasses, no.
Wait, but do you have 20/20 vision? That's two separate things.
So last time I got my eyes checked, my left eye is good. My right eye, there's like a tiny prescription, but I don't need glasses.
Interesting. Speaking of wearing glasses, unfortunately, Derek realized that he can shoot concussive beams out of his eyes, so he's getting that checked out for this episode. But we still have so much to talk about, so much like news and television things happened this week, and so I'm so excited to like delve into it. But first things first, Steph, do you follow James Gunn on social media?
I do. I sure do.
Because I'm worried that I might have to unfollow him.
Oh,
no. Okay. Hear me out. For the viewers and listeners at home, if you didn't hear, Deadline and a couple other like spots reported that DC is casting for Superman 2 Man of Tomorrow, right? In that, there are a couple actresses being considered for the part. Mainly Ella Purnell, Adria Arjona, Marissa Abella, and things like that. And so they're all being considered for the part of Maxima. The problem is, James Gunn disagrees. James Gunn went on Threads, and let me share my screen for the YouTube viewers at home, and basically did a actually live on Threads about
actually, and then the glasses, the middle finger using to push the glasses up.
Literally, he says this is not against Nexus. They're sharing what Deadline reported, but Deadline's reporting is shoddy and correct. I've always thought Deadline was pretty thorough in their journalism, but that's not the case here, so I'm frankly disappointed. If someone would have run these names by us, we would have said it's bullshit. I've been friends with Adria for a long time, since I cast her in the Belko Experiment. I'm a fan of both Marissa and Ella, but I've never met either of them. Crazy. Okay, here's the thing. The problem is that Deadline stood by the reporting and said that there's some truth to this. And if it isn't Ella Purnell and Adria Arjona and all those other people that are being considered for Maxima, there are actually other people like Grace Van Patten, Cindy Chandler, Ava De Dominique are also testing for Superman Man of Tomorrow, right? They did put an editor's note at the top of the article saying Deadline went through its normal editorial process in the news gathering for the story. After a review in light of new information regarding the actors involved, the story has been updated. And the update is James Gunn is zeroing in on his choice for another key role in Superman Man of Tomorrow. So, here's the thing. I think James Gunn is a little too online to DC's detriment, because as far as I'm aware, the only update is that they took off the Maxima part, as in the role was going to be Maxima. And if you're like not a comics head, Maxima is basically a super strength woman from another planet who falls in love with Superman, but Superman loves Lois Lane, yada yada yada, right? A potential new love interest for Superman is basically this role, right? Mm-hmm. So if they're just taking that out, okay, was Deadline lied to? Is one of these actresses going to be Wonder Woman? And does it facilitate James Gunn getting on the internet to correct it, is what I'm saying. Steph, what do you think?
Well, it also could be like they're just feeding them false narratives to kind of like boost the talk of Superman 2. Because this year you have like people talking about Dune and people talking about Avengers Doomsday and Spider-Man. So we need to get the talk back to like DC, and then Supergirl's coming out this summer. So it could be like they're just feeding them this stuff to talk about it. Or, you know, just lies, and James Gunn is like, I'm gonna clap back at these people on social media and just yap 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 yap. I personally enjoy when James Gunn claps back at people online. I feed off of that energy.
You
I
like
really
it?
do. I mean, some people just gotta be talked back to. You know, you just can't. You can't handle. You can't just sit around and just take it on with some people online. And so sometimes you just gotta take matters into your own hands and
Here's
just
the
be like,
thing.
you're fucking wrong.
Here's the thing, though. Are they wrong? Are they
I don't
wrong?
know. I
Okay,
don't know.
because okay, here's the thing. Here's my beef, and it's not really beef because I do enjoy James Gunn. My problem is that I don't think Deadline is lying, and I don't think they're doing fake news. I think these women are being considered for a part. One of those parts is Maxima. And
Yeah.
I'm assuming that probably there's another part, maybe a Wonder Woman, maybe even another, I don't know, maybe a Thanagarian woman or an Amazon or something like that, also in this movie. And I don't think James Gunn needs to be in every single conversation, even if it's a technical, clerical, it's the wrong character. You know what I mean? Like, does this necessitate him, or can someone else be doing this for him? And even in the article, it says that reps for DC declined to comment. So they asked you, and you said you didn't want to comment on it. You didn't. I know there's like a whole spoiler culture at all of this and stuff like that. So like, does James Gunn need to be in every online conversation? That's what I'm asking. You know?
Yeah. I don't think Deadline is Deadline, right?
Yes, it's
I
Deadline,
don't
and a couple other places are reporting what Deadline said. So it's like
I
a little
don't
bit everywhere.
Yeah, I don't think they are lying. I just think they were fed lies. Like maybe they have a
Oh, so
source.
you think it's completely untrue?
I mean, not like completely untrue, just like there's a little bit of truth in there, right?
Right.
You kind of like turn them in a different direction. You give them what they want with a little bit of truth, but then you add some lies on top of it. So that's what it could be from their source that they have. Um, Maybe James Gunn knows about it and he's chiming into the conversation to kind of like fuel that fire, or he just like, I'm gonna tell these people off. It's not true. In a
Doing
James Gunn way.
and I'm not advocating for fake news. I'm not advocating
Yeah.
for that at all. It's just like maybe just have a rep say that's not true, or be like, we want to keep it under NDA, which is
Yeah.
completely fine. But also, I do want to say this. This isn't the first time James Gunn has said something is wrong, but also wrong in the sense that something changed, if that makes any sense. Like, for example, James Gunn said there was going to be a Amanda Waller television show. James Gunn has also said that we're waiting on a Wonder Woman television show about the Amazons. Would a publication be wrong in saying that exists, or maybe that it doesn't exist anymore? Maybe it got canceled, but we're not seeing any movement on any of those. We're not seeing any trailers, any casting news, anything like that. Like, is that wrong, or did something change? And I think James Gunn would benefit from not telling everyone the plan to get them like not like so they're not as disappointed if something changes, because it's the movie business. Things change, scripts change, story changes, all that stuff, which is totally fine. But do you need to say it every single time? Oh my God, Steph, are you being surrounded by helicopters? Jesus Christ.
No, so there's a helicopter plant
They're
like
after you. They're after
right
you.
across the bridge of my town to another town, and they always fly over here. So it like shakes the whole house sometimes. Crazy.
I was like, dang, either she's going through an earthquake or they finally found her, the authorities. I was like, uh-oh, well, that's the end of the podcast, folks. Everyone's like, freeze! And then they come in and get
You're on
Steph
your own,
live
Justin,
on
for the rest of the podcast.
Wow, wouldn't that be crazy though? Oh my gosh, we would go so viral. Not that I want Steph to be arrested. Anyways, Speaking of being arrested,
Well, I just wanna point out that before we go off this topic,
okay.
that if there is word of like, hey, you need to fill a role for something. Hey, you need an Amazonian. Hey, you need someone in hey, James, I'm your gal. I'm your girl right here.
Steph
Derek,
is ripped,
Derek, post. Listen, Derek, Derek, while you're editing this, Derek, can you put this on socials, man? Put a pic of me flexing right now. Boom, right there. Boom.
This seems like a threat, honestly. You're threatening Derek in the future.
I'm threatening Derek and James Gunn at the same time. Yo, James, get me in your movie. Can you
listen. Do you want to waste your like one time in the superhero universe on like a cameo, an Amazon cameo, or would you wait for a bigger part?
Listen, cameos can build up to something else.
Listen, but here's the thing. Okay. I've thought about this way too much. And this is so off topic. But like, okay, you know those actors that have like a bit part in a Marvel movie and then like a decade later you're like, why were they cast at this? Like they would have been so better as another role that came up, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I think about that all the time about how like we just wasted Idris Elba in a fucking Thor movie. We just wasted Idris Elba for no reason. He could have been so many other people, but that's beside the point.
Yeah.
If Marvel or DC calls, are you wasting your opportunity on a small part? Like, do you want to be Heimdall, or could you have been like another like superhero? You know what I'm saying? Or do you wait on like? Do you really want to be like Atom Smasher in like a Black Adam movie? You know what I'm saying? Like, would you waste it?
Here's what I'm gonna do. As the person that I am, I have quite the charisma. Okay. Roll that, it's a 20 every time.
Oh
right?
My God. Don't bring up spell scrolling right now.
If I had a cameo part in a DC movie, you know, James Gunn, you know, I believe that I would bring so much to that cameo, so much to that role where others would see that and be like, yo, this girl needs to be in something else. Let's get her into something else. James, hook her up with this character because that is the character that she should be playing. Maybe she's actually this character, you know, added into the storyline later. I fear that may be my journey into the world of superheroes.
Okay. You just gotta get your foot in the door is what you're saying.
Pretty much.
You know what? Live your dreams, Steph. Live your dreams.
Thank you. Or I could punch a door down, you know, like the suit. I could be like the Superman going into where's the dog? You know, what's his name? Shit,
Crypto. You forgot Crypto's
not
name?
Crypto. The bald guy. What's his name?
Lex Luthor?
Lex Luthor, yeah. Shit. James, I'm sorry. Please do not put this on my record. James, I'm so sorry. Do not put this on my record.
Here's
I
the thing.
swear I
now we know
name.
that there is a non-zero chance that James Gunn listens to this podcast because he's everywhere. Jesus Christ.
He liked one of my threads once.
Gosh.
This was after the Supergirl trailer party show I went to in New York. And I posted it. I tagged him. He saw it. He liked it on threads.
Proud of you. Doing big
Thank
things.
You.
What could possibly go wrong?
There's a chance. He is chronically online, so.
Anyways, James Gunn, we wish you the best. So, speaking of wishing people the best, it's part of my favorite time of the episode. It's Special Viewers Unit. Oh, I can't wait. Okay, get ready. Special Viewers Unit, where we dive a little bit deeper on things that we're watching throughout the week. And this week, we watched a couple of shows, two of them mainly, Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord and Daredevil Born Again. And I have a lot of thoughts on both. I'm sure Steph definitely has thoughts on both of these shows. So let's start off. Oh, by the way, full spoilers for both shows. So if you're not caught up, this is your spoiler warning. Okay? All right. So let's talk about Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord. Steph, before I go on my rant about this show, what did you think about this show?
I went into it without knowing the premise of the show. Like, I didn't read a synopsis, whatever. I also wasn't sure when it took place in the timeline, and watching it, I was like, I thought about it a bit. So it's after Clone Wars, before Rebels, before Solo. So I was like, okay, I'll watch it. First of all, I love the art design of the show itself. You know, it's Clone Wars animation. It's always been like a really nice style of animation to me, so I'm glad they kept with that. Um, I honestly don't know a lot about Darth Maul to really like give a full opinion, but I mean, I was just like casually watching it. It seemed like a good start. Not really much going on in the first two episodes. The second one was shorter than the first. But as in all Star Wars projects, shows, movies, whatever, there's always one Jedi, and there is a Jedi in this one. So we're gonna see how that happens, because it's like, are they just gonna end with like her appearance in this show? Are they gonna further her appearance in other shows because she's a Jedi? She'd be still old enough to be in like future movies technically. So how does that gonna transfer? I don't know what the route they're taking here is.
Chat, we're cooked. We're cooked.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I'm going to get on my soapbox real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when I said that I'm not excited for Dave Filoni running Star Wars?
Yeah.
Remember when Dave Filoni said, I never would have greenlit Andor. I didn't watch Andor. I didn't like that. And you're like, oh. And then this show comes out. I think Dave Filoni thinks that he's doing an Andor. And this show is not as deep, not as colorful, not as poignant as Andor at all. In that Maul has, I think Maul has served his purpose in the Star Wars universe. And it feels like every time I see him again, we're just trying to make fetch happen. Look, okay, like the surprise or the intrigue or the interest of being like, it's Darth Maul, he's back, has left the station for me personally, right? We already know how this character's story ends, and that doesn't mean that Star Wars has never done that, because Star Wars is famous for bringing back characters even though we know the outcome of their eventual deaths or how their stories end, things like that. It's just like, I couldn't, in these two episodes, figure out why I should be watching this show. Why is this interesting? Why is this like, besides, it looks pretty good. The animation's really good. I think the voice performances are really good as well. But there was absolutely nothing for me to grab onto besides Dave Filoni thinking this is cool. And I've said it before and I said it again, Dave Filoni's Star Wars is very navel gazy. In that it's very, it insists upon itself. In that it's important because it's important. And there is just nothing for me to grab onto for this show. Am I being too harsh, Steph? Am I being too harsh?
No. I mean, when it was first announced, I honestly had no interest in the show in the first place, because it's like you said, we know how Maul ends, right?
Yes.
It's like, do we need another
Do we need
storyline for
more
this
Maul?
character? Yeah, do we need more, or is this just like something to bring cash in, you know?
I don't know.
I feel like there's other storylines that they could adapt, that they could do that would, or just, you know, maybe start doing like more original stories for Star Wars, get back to the roots of it. I mean, you have, technically, they're planning 3 more movies to come out, Star Wars movies. You have
Right.
Starfighter coming out. Like,
Yes.
something that could go along the lines of Starfighter a bit, try to branch out into something else. Maul is over. That's been over.
It's making fetch happen.
Yeah.
And like here's the thing, it's not like it's bad because I think it's a very competently well-made show from what I've
Mm-hmm.
seen. It's not bad. It's just been there, done that for me. It's not the
Yeah.
first time Maul has tried to turn a Jedi to join the dark side. It's not the first time Maul has become a crime lord or like is trying to rule from the shadows. It's not the first time Maul has worked with a Mandalorian person or other Dathomir. You know what I mean? It looks cool. The fight scenes were pretty good. There's just like nothing of like that's gripping me about this. And if it's Dave Filoni Star Wars, it means that maybe it might get good in episode 6 or something might
Mm-hmm.
huge happen, and then everyone on the internet will be like, did you guys see the reveal of this person from Star Wars or this or like this new force thing? And that's not enough for me anymore. It's
Mm-hmm.
not, unfortunately. It's so will I finish Maul Shadow Lord? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's just I can't believe I'm saying this. Mid.
Wow. You dug that out of the box.
Listen, I
That
never
shit is
use
covered in
mid.
dust, bro.
I never use mid, but I
That
think
shit's covered in dust.
it's an appropriate time for me to use this word, and I'm so sorry. I don't want to be a dude pro on the internet. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
That
It's
was
just
like in the back of the brain type shit. You just brought it forward. You forgot you had it and until this show
oh
and you used
gosh,
it.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to tarnish the legacy of this podcast by using the word mid. But those are all my thoughts for Maul Shadow Lord. But let's
Well,
go to
do you think so? You
sorry.
say all about like Dave Filoni, right? Who do you
Yes.
think? Because it seems like you don't like any Dave Filoni projects. Who do you think would be a replacement for him? Who do you think can bring Star Wars back to what it used to be?
Here's the thing. I don't hate all Dave Filoni things. I think the Clone Wars is really good. I really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
I never finished Rebels because it was also very navel gazy, but I love the Bad Batch. I thought the Bad
Mm-hmm.
Batch was excellent storytelling. Oftentimes navel gazy when they want to make certain characters more important than they actually are, and I think part of the flash of this of the something like the Bad Batch is how unimportant they are in the grand scheme of things. But that's
Mm-hmm.
a whole other podcast. I don't think Star Wars needs a specific person to run it. I think Star Wars needs to get off of television because
Mm-hmm.
it is making it insular and it's eating its own tail. Star
Yeah.
Wars belongs in the movie theater. And it's not
Right.
enough to turn a television show into a movie. That's not what I'm asking. I'm saying like Star Wars needs to be on the big screen and then trickles down to television, if that makes any sense. And right now it
Mm-hmm.
feels like the cart is leading the horse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm tired of like Disney Plus.
Yes.
To be honest, I'm tired of Disney Plus.
It's
I want to go
Disney
back
Plus
to the
problem.
theaters.
Yes,
Yeah.
Star Wars belongs in the theaters. I'm so excited to see Mandalorian Grogu because I love those
Mm-hmm.
characters. But if you're asking me for real, it should have ended at season 2 because the circle of that arc
Mm-hmm.
was just over for me.
Yeah.
Like the most important moment in the Mandalorian's life or Din Djarin's life is that brief moment of what happened with Grogu, and then it's almost as if Grogu like graduates into the bigger Star Wars universe. You know what I mean? And I thought I was cool with that, even like him going with Luke Skywalker and then yada yada yada. But like to bring him back, bring that pair together, it just didn't feel as narratively satisfying.
You know
So
what's gonna be scary? Seeing Grogu grown up and talking.
I don't think we'll ever see Grogu grow up.
No.
I,
How long does it take for that species to like get to an age where they could?
Good question. He's already older than Din Djarin. He's already older than him.
Yeah.
I think that like from a business like standpoint, I think they'll just keep him baby forever.
Mm,
For
makes
as
sense.
long as they can. Or when the movie comes out, Grogu finally says one word. He'll probably see he'll probably like, what's that? What's that, Grogu? And he's like, "E- uh, 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 this is the way." or something like that. Or like maybe he says Ambo or whatever. Like literally
Yeah.
he'll say one word and then he'll be a Pokemon because that's whatever. Anyways, should we move on to Daredevil Born Again?
Oh, yes.
Okay, full spoilers for Daredevil Born Again because this week something did a massive thing happened. And spoilers, this is your last chance to log on this podcast. But we get the death of Vanessa. This is
Hang on. Hang on. I'd like to say first, thank you for the spoiler warning because I did not get that when I was, casually scrolling on Instagram on my reels, like maybe 2 hours after the show came out, and I was like, I'm gonna wait till the next day to watch it because I was already a little tired. And so, 2 hours after the show comes out, I'm just scrolling on Instagram. Pops up a reel starting literally of Vanessa with the glass in her head on the floor with bleeding out. It wasn't someone that I followed. Someone I followed reposted it. And I immediately that was a spoiler. I got spoiled just from 2 hours after the show came out, and you post about it already? The biggest thing that happened? Guys, what are we doing? What are we doing? And these are like creators that talk about TV and shows, whatever. What are you doing? Stop being an asshole and just wait to post about it or put a spoiler warning. The show is still warm. It hasn't even cooled down yet.
Hasn't even cooled down yet. Okay, so here's the thing. I think that it is spoiler culture has gotten out of hand. Don't post a spoiler 2 hours beforehand. But I will say Daredevil season 2 has been it's been really good. It's been setting up pieces really well, but also kind of slow at the same time. So like I just realized either I watch it immediately when it comes out or just stay off my phone. Just stay off my phone for the next 24 hours.
But the funny thing is, that's the only thing that I saw of Daredevil on my whole feed. Even the next day when scrolling on my regular feed, didn't see one thing of Daredevil. Just in that moment.
Dang, it was a pretty big reveal too.
It was a huge reveal. And I knew it was going to happen. I told my friend about it. He was like, yeah, but how it happens is crazy. So, I watched it.
I think Bullseye is one of the best things to come out of Netflix Marvel television. A great performance, a truly effective villain whenever that blue light comes on, or whenever I see him start to have a little smile, I'm like, it's over. Because he's so effective. Good. Like, I keep saying on threads, like, Bullseye needs to be on Thunderbolts. He needs to be he needs to make the jump to the movie theater because he could cause a problem for so many people. That being said, he's such a good villain, and I don't like when villains die in superhero media because death is such a non-concept anymore because like okay there's a million and one ways to bring this character back from the dead when you're reading a comic book, you know what I mean, but like Vanessa dying is such a canon event at this point. Kingpin's wife dying, unfortunately, it's like, well, here we go again, you know. I enjoyed Vanessa as a character. I said on threads, I'm not saying she deserved it, but God's timing is always right. I'm like, she killed Foggy. She broke the truce. You know what I mean? She was a truly evil character, and I loved the time that she had with Wilson Fisk. I do question the motivation to bring her back for Daredevil Born Again, because if you haven't heard, originally they casted another woman to play Kingpin's wife in Daredevil Born Again season 1. They just didn't recast the same woman. And then through the reshoots, because they stopped the entire show because of the writer's strike, Kevin Feige came in and made some changes. They brought her back and edited her in because she was so good as Vanessa. And so I'm sad that they brought her back just to kill her in the second season. That really sucks. Yeah. But the way she died,
dude.
Anyway.
Bullseye's hits are always the most random. he can bounce like the forks and he could bounce like something off a wall that ricochets off a toaster, that ricochets off the light in the ceiling, that goes through the fucking door, down the hallway, and hits its target. Like,
Brilliant.
it's
Brilliant.
crazy. And also the actor that plays him, phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Very
He's
good.
doing such a good job. I, with the spoiler in mind that I got before watching the show, I didn't know how the show was going to go. So it got to that point at the end. I remember, like, she was wearing a red dress when she left the house, go to upstate, right, to the governor's office. And I was like, ooh, that's foreshadowing because, she's going to die. Red stain, whatever. And then she shows up to the boxing match
In
in a
all
white
white.
dress. And I was like, oh,
Over.
shit, that blood's going to, you're really going to see that shit. I didn't know it was going to happen then and there, but I kind of caught wind of it a little into that scene. But yeah.
Okay, yeah, I do think.
Is she dead though?
Yeah, a
Well,
piece of glass went into her temple. She's
Right,
mega dead.
right. But like when it panned out, the camera panned out, zoomed out. She like blinked once, so I didn't know if
I think
like
it's one of those things where it's like, eh, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like you're dead because you're bleeding out, not because of the injury itself.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But for this to happen, my one pet peeve is that a lot of people had to be extremely dumb for this scenario to happen.
Mm-hmm.
In that Kingpin knows that Bullseye is after him, right? So his plan is to be in a public space and kind of trap Bullseye with all the anti-vigilante task force people, right? That's the plan. Why Vanessa doesn't also believe in that plan, because Bullseye is trying to kill Vanessa too, I don't know. Like, why? The math behind her just, why would you show up? Like, you are, we have proven that you are a strategic person, but the whole like Foggy thing and like, or are you not strategic anymore? As well as Kingpin staging this boxing match, because the more he tries to like quote unquote change his life, he's slowly trying to be like Daredevil. He's adopting like Matt Murdock's traits of becoming a boxer, losing weight, but also being super strong, using the law and lawyers to do what he wants, like a Matthew Murdock. And Daredevil, on the other hand, becoming more darker to be more good. So he's forming a gang. He's breaking laws that he doesn't believe, like that kind of thing. I really enjoy that. But the whole plan was dumb because we know what Bullseye can do. He doesn't even need a gun. We know what he can do. Like, in what world? And here's another beef that I have. Not a beef, but a thing that I noticed is that I agree with Matthew Murdock. Superheroes should not kill people. I really, like, in my media, I don't like when superheroes use guns. I don't like when superheroes kill people. But Matt needs to be a little bit more effective in it. Like, his philosophy has to work some of the time. Because so far, throughout all of Daredevil seasons and Daredevil Born Again 1, it seems as though Daredevil has to fail for the story to find resolution. Has there been a time where Daredevil keeping someone alive has benefited him? Or do they come
they
at
end
to be
up dead
more
anyway.
Yes, they end up dead anyway.
the guy that was on the ship, the Greek guy that was on the ship, they literally, thank God they recorded the footage of him, like, explaining everything. And then he gets taken by the authorities, the real authorities, to go. Also, how the fuck did that British guy know where the whereabouts? He must have like
Kingpin owns the cops now. He's the mayor.
Right. I guess he has like snitches and whatever. Anyways, so yeah, he ends up dead after he gets out of the car by that British guy. So
it's just like, okay,
they all just end up dead.
Can Daredevil be a little bit more effective? Can his philosophy? Can we see his philosophy work some of the time?
Yeah. I mean, to a point, it's like, you know what? Bullseye got a point. Punisher got a point.
Do they? Okay, here's the thing. That's what makes them not superheroes. And so, and I think that the thing with Punisher is that, yes, we want Punisher to find resolution and like be a good guy, but the thing that's stopping him from being a true superhero is his killing stance, right? And I'm okay with that as a narrative function because I think that makes a good story. You know what I mean? I don't think there's ever going to be a time where Punisher finds narrative resolution because he's the Punisher. There's always going to be crime that he has to take down. Come on. Can Matt get one win in? Can Matt be like a little more like even Karen is like, according to the rules of the show, guns work. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Just like even White Tiger won. Like, gosh, it's even when Matt wins, he loses, and maybe that's just the tale of Daredevil. So far, I think season 2 has been a breath of fresh air. I think they're finally back to the Netflix standard, which is really good. I'm loving the black suit. Did you see the promo for the Jessica Jones reveal?
Yeah. She has a child.
She has a child.
Yeah.
Do we know who the baby daddy is?
Everyone's saying, yo, Luke, yo.
Listen. If it has to be Luke. Okay.
Yeah.
There are a few comic book couples that are just OTP. In that, like, they're never going to be with anyone else. Rogan Gamut, locked in for life, right? Spider-Man and Mary Jane, locked in for life. Like, Superman and Lois. Wait, did I already say Superman and Lois? I already said that. But Superman and Lois, locked in for life. Luke Cage and Jessica Jones are locked in for life. They're going to be together no matter what, right? That happened off screen. We can't see that.
Come
on, man.
I know.
So, and then the set photos that came out the other week. I think we didn't have a show when the photos released. But Luke Cage is back, y'all.
Yeah.
Danny Rand is also back too with with his open tone shoot nonsense. But like, that's the only casting. I was like, maybe we could have recasted Danny. But that's beside the point. They're back. So is Luke Cage like back at home with the baby? Well, Jessica Jones is like breaking necks and shit. Like, what is happening? Why is
he's a stay-at-home dad?
like, listen. Now that we see it, like, okay, now that Jessica Jones is in play, Daredevil, call Luke. He's bulletproof. What is the vigilante task force going to do against Luke Cage?
Yeah. I wonder if they have both of those people on their radar, like in the books. They had just have like a list of vigilantes, and like those two are on there too.
Is the mask part make them a vigilante? Because if Luke Cage is just a powered individual just walking around, does that make him a vigilante? I don't know. Like, he doesn't wear a mask. Jessica doesn't wear a mask. So the fact that the task force raided Jessica Jones's house, we're getting into mutant hate territory now.
They're gonna listen. These are the guys that are the preface for the mutant, like anti-mutant
task
gang,
force,
whatever.
Or Sentinels or whatever. Anything like that.
Precursor to the Sentinels.
They've gone by so many different names. The comic. Oh, I'm wearing an X-Men shirt too.
Oh, you are. Look at that.
See, I came prepared. But anyways, I can't wait for next episode. Any predictions for the next episode of Daredevil?
I think so. I think there was a quote in this episode of Daredevil. I don't remember what, but maybe it was like Bullseye said it or something. Anyway, they were trying to figure out how to, get rid of Kingpin. And Bullseye's logic is like to kill Kingpin, go after Kingpin. When in reality, going after Kingpin and killing him is not going to stop him or make him like whatever. Going after Vanessa, that is going to hurt more than going after Kingpin, going after him. So, with now Vanessa off the table, off the table into the morgue. Anyway,
dang, wow.
Damn, yeah, into the ground, whatever. 6 feet.
Vile.
Now the next episode, we could probably see the downfall of Kingpin, because it always has been when Vanessa's been a trigger to him. He, like, you saw in the episode with him fighting, he kind of like staggered a bit when she walked in the room because he wasn't expecting her there. And then he got punched, right? That was his opening. And then he was like, no, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. R.I.P. to that man. And that is the trigger for him. It happens in every universe where like something happens to Vanessa, it sets him off. He's no longer like he never had logic thinking anyway, but he's no longer the good mayor that everyone sees him as. I think we're about to see he's going to expose himself to like who he really is to the people of New York, and we're going to see the downfall of it.
Okay. I'm worried because I don't think there's a scenario where they kill off Kingpin. So I'm
Yeah.
wondering how he's taken off the board
Mm.
before Spider-Man Brand New Day. I'm wondering how that math is going to math out, and I don't know how. My guess is that because it's Spider-Man swinging around, like, but then again, does Marvel care about? We've shown time and time and again that maybe Marvel doesn't care about interconnectivity like they should.
Yeah.
Um, I I think that if I had to put money on it, Matt's gonna. I think I said this before. I think that Kingpin will get so desperate that he needs Daredevil to save him from Bullseye.
Right.
I think
And
I
you know
said that in
what?
the last pod. I'm not
You
sure.
did. And now, technically, Kingpin owes him a second life because he just saved at the boxing match Bullseye from killing him again.
Okay. I think that's what's gonna break it. And then Daredevil's gonna be like, okay, but you have to like dismantle Red Hook or whatever, or stop the anti-vigilante task force, just so Kingpin can save his own butt, or get revenge on Bullseye. And so he gets Matt to like take him out. So I think that's how the show is going to end. And or Matt's like, okay, you have to step down and stop being mayor. And that's how we get to Spider-Man Brand New Day. So we shall see next week.
You know, we were right about our predictions for, I think, this episode.
Ooh.
We said that Vanessa was going to die. I remember saying,
Did I say that?
I remember my prediction being that Vanessa was going to die.
Okay.
It was like Vanessa's going to die or she's going to get like severely injured or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Derek, if you have a clip of that, you could pop that up. But I remember I was making that prediction. Yeah, that she was just going to die. So
right,
we might be 2 for 2.
The Punisher trailer dropped right before we recorded, but we won't have to talk about it right now because not much happened. It's Frank. Okay. He's sad. He's angry.
Usual.
He's the Punisher. So that's all we have time for today. Make sure you're following us on all the socials. That's TikTok, Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, and all that good jazz. And we shall see you Monday, right?
Monday schmonday.
See you then. Bye.